This past week, Mitch Latcher and I visited Jade Kangas at the Second Life Marine Corps headquarters at Chase Field on Frederica Sim. Jade took us on a demo flight of her new S2 Tracker. It's an impressive aircraft, and here is what she had to say about it. I asked her why she decided to build a tracker, and she said, "I've had a love affair with big piston engine aircraft ever since flying back seat in a family friend's T-28 Trojan. I love the sound of that big radial engine, something about it that just screams massive power. As far as the tracker, I had seen one at an air show in California when I was still in the military. I got to go through it, and I fell in love with it. The tracker is not the most glamorous aircraft, but it was a very versatile aircraft, and it's good at its job, which initially was ASW, anti-submarine warfare. The Navy soon realized this and turned it into an AEW platform, Airborne Early Warning, a COD aircraft, carrier on-board delivery, and a multi-engine trainer. In civilian hands, it is still being used to fight forest fires. Jade tells us that overall, the build took about 1.5 months with building and flight testing. We actually could have released it earlier, but my partners felt it best to take it slow and thoroughly flight test it. I asked Jade about the build team, and she said, "I have been blessed in having two great people work with me on this collaborative effort, Shanna Carpool and Felix FBS Dagger. They are the greatest, and without them, the tracker would not have come to life in SL." Jade had this to say about the plane's features. Besides the standard features of moving control surfaces and retractable gear, the tracker also has an opening and closing entry hatch and boarding ladder and fully functioning tail hook for those Navy hookers out there. The tracker utilizes Shauna Carpool's catapult and arrestor system, so it will not work with the AMOC arrestor gear. Personally, I prefer Shauna's arrestor system since she incorporated some realism into where you have to fly the craft down to the wire and hit it within certain parameters to catch the wire. With Shanna's system, you can bolt her. You can't land short of the wires and drag the hook over them and catch them like you can with some other systems. I asked Jade about paints and custom textures, and she said currently as we speak, Shanna is working on a paint kit for the tracker where the customer can do their own textures so they can personalize their own aircraft. Also, we are working on an issue with the wings so we can send out an update and have the aircraft with folding wings, which will come in handy when taxiing on the ramp of a small airfield. I'm also working on an attachment for the tracker that our firebugs out there will enjoy, but it's still in development, and that's all I have to say about that. Jade tells us that the tracker is available at the SL Marine Corps hangar at Hollywood Airport on Santa Catalina Sim, as well as the SL Marine Corps MCAS Chase Field on Frederica Sim. Shauna also has a vendor set up at her home store, and there's also one at the DOR Sim. Jade provided some additional information about the real Grumman S2 Tracker. It was previously known as the S2F prior to 1962 and was the first purpose-built single airframe anti-submarine warfare aircraft to enter service with the U.S. Navy. Designed and initially built by Grumman, the Tracker was one of conventional design with twin engines, a high wing, and tricycle undercarriage. The type was exported to a number of navies around the world. Introduced in 1952, the Tracker saw service in the USN until the mid-1970s, with a few aircraft remaining in service with other air arms into the 21st century. The last operating fleet is maintained by Argentina and Brazil.